Hello everybody, today we are going to be making something a little different than I usually do. So we're going to be making a plushy octopus. This one I did in some rainbow multicolored yarn, but the one I'm going to be showing you today is going to be the seafoam chunky green yarn. So let's get started. For this tutorial I'm using a 6.5mm hook, and this yarn I got it from Magpie. I don't know the exact color. And you'll need some safety eyes and some washers or glue to secure them. So for round 1 we're going to be starting by chaining 2. You can use this method, or you can do a magic ring. But either way, we're gonna end up with 7 stitches in our magic ring. But I'm gonna show you today the chain 2 method, if you don't know how to do a magic ring. So, chain 2, 1, 2. And after that, you're gonna place 7 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. So I'll see you back when I'm done. For round 2, you're gonna start by doing 7 increases into every stitch, and if you want you can pull this tail now, but I like to leave it out and pull it in the second row so that's easier to find my chain. So an increase stitch is when you go into the first stitch, you place a single crochet into that stitch just like so, and then this is the next stitch, but the stitch right here, that's the stitch that we just did the single crochet into. We're going to do another stitch or single crochet into that stitch, like so. So that's an increase. So we're going to do that all the way around, so 6 more times. And by the end of this row, we should have 14 stitches. So when you're all done with row 2, you can go ahead and pull this little string very nice and tight. So this hole right here, once you pull this string, you won't see it anymore. Nice and tight. Alright. So like I said, by the end of this row, you should have 14 single crochets. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is how it should look after row 2. To start row 3, we're gonna, or 3 to 4, sorry, for 2 rows, we're gonna do a single crochet all the way across in every single stitch. So for 2 rows. So for row 3 and 4, we're gonna do 14 single crochets, or 1 single crochet in every stitch. And by the end of row 4, we should still have 14 single crochets. Alright, I'm back. So like I said, by the end of this row, or row 4, we should have 14 single crochets. So this is how it should look. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull and take the crochet hook out. And now our next step isn't a row, but what we're going to do is to hide this excess string, we're going to flip the project. So we're just going to push it through, just like so, and you should have something that looks almost like a mini hat. So that's how it'll work for the next 5 or so rows. And what we'll be doing is we'll be crocheting in a different direction. So we'll be crocheting like this. Say I did a single crochet, we go into the stitch. It wouldn't be like this anymore, it'd be like this. Alright, so we're going to take our crochet hook out again, and we're going to add the eyes. So the eyes will be in between rows 3 and 4. So you can count, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me get my eyes out. And there's not really a specific size you have to use, so I'm just using these eyes. It doesn't really matter. But for smaller or thinner yarn, I recommend smaller eyes, and for bigger yarn, I recommend bigger eyes. So I'll do one of the eyes on camera, how about that? So between rows 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is like right here. So we'll place 1 eye right there. Let's get my other eye. And we're going to place about 2 stitches away. So look, 1 spot, 2 spot. So we'll place it right here. We want to place it pretty close, and I know it looks kind of abnormal now, but once we do a few more rows and do the tentacles, it's going to look much better. So you turn it over, and now let's get some washers out to secure the eyes. So what you're going to do, this black part right here, you're going to put the washer on it, and you're going to push it down. And it might take a little bit more pushing for thicker yarn to get it on there, but eventually it'll just pop right on like that. I mean, you couldn't hear it, but there's like little screws almost. It looks kind of like a screw, and you just pop it right on. So we're gonna do that to the other eye. All right, so here are our eyes. Now we're gonna continue on as usual. But remember, we're gonna crochet like this, not like this. Okay. So for row 5, we're gonna start decreasing. And for this specific pattern, I'm going to be using the invisible decrease. So an invisible decrease, you go into the front loop. This is the front loop, the one closest to you. You're gonna tune one, and go into the other. Then you're gonna pull through, come up, and you're gonna pull through all 3, just like so. So that's a decrease, but we're not gonna do that quite yet. Right, we're gonna do 1 single crochet and 3 decreases, and then 1 single crochet and 3 decreases. So I'll see you there. Okay, so by the end of row 5, you should have 8 stitches. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 single crochets all the way around. For row 6, we're going to be doing the tentacles. So for the tentacles of this octopus, we're going to be doing a slip stitch into a stitch. So our first stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch. So a slip stitch is when you yarn over like a normal crochet, but instead of going over both, we are going to pull through both of the loops, just like so. So after we're done with the slip stitch, we're going to chain 2. So 1, 2. Then we're going to go into the second chain from the hook. I'm going to do another slip stitch. So that's 1 tentacle. We're going to do this 8 more times all the way around because there's 8 stitches. So I'll see you there. Welcome back, everyone. So I just got finished with my 8 tentacles. So it'll look something like this. And it's okay if it's a little wonky shaped because we haven't stuffed it yet. But we're about to do that. So make a loop, pull up a loop like that. Take out your crochet hook. And now we're just going to stuff the octopus. Alright, now once you're all done, you're going to get your scissors. And you're going to cut your yarn. Leave a decent tail, so I'm making my tail around this long. You know, because more is always better whenever you're sewing something, because if you don't have enough, you're going to have a lot of patches in your work. So once you're done, you're going to pull the yarn through the loop, just like so, and then just like pull it nice and tight. But don't snap it. So now you're all done. Almost. This is where your tapestry needle comes in. So when you're all done, you will see these little, you'll see these little loops. So right there. You're gonna sew, in those loops. So let me show you how it's done. I'm just put the yarn in there. Okay. So what we're gonna do is that little loop that I was showing you. Gonna have to dig for it, my goodness. There we go, we found it. Okay. I'm gonna put this tapestry needle into the loop. So we found a loop. We're gonna put a tapestry needle. We're gonna thread it through that loop. And we should have 8 loops. So all of those loops. So we're gonna go in through the loop, and we're gonna turn. There should be 1 loop for every tentacle. So then this loop right here, out through the loop. And we're gonna go in through the loop, out through the loop. In, out. So we're going to do that 8 times. Hi everybody, so I couldn't finish the film on my tripod, so I'm going to have to speak to you face to face. Basically, after I finished sewing, you pull this string really tight, and then I tied it a few times, but you don't have to do that at the end. I just tie it to make sure it's really secure. And after you tie it, you're going to put your tapestry needle into the yarn. So, all done. So, put the tapestry needle in. After you're done and you pulled it, you're going to put it into the yarn. Don't know if you can see that. And your tapestry needle, you're going to go up, and it'll go through. And you gotta pull the yarn through. And then you can take your tapestry needle out. And now you're going to pull it really, really tight to, secure it. So, when you're all done, you're going to take your scissors and just cut it. So, and you see like this little fluff right here where I cut it. You can just push that in with your tapestry needle. So there we go, we're all done. So we have this little guy, And we have this one. You can make this with any yarn. It's just going to come out a little smaller if you use smaller yarn and a smaller size crochet hook, or it's going to become bigger with chunkier yarn or bigger yarn and a bigger crochet hook. So that's it for today. I hope you guys like this. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below because I will answer them. And that's kind of it. I'm glad you guys watched this, and I hope, that you can use this pattern, maybe sell these if you have a little store, or even give them to a friend maybe as a gift. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye!